Welcome to Automotive World, everyone. I'm your host, Andy Mystery, and tonight we have a bit of an interesting topic. This is a topic I'm really going to we're going to go into, I'm going to really give my opinion on this. This is actually going to be, if you haven't seen our latest podcast episode about the state of Mitsubishi, how they got where they are, and what is the future for them with their electrification path they recently put out. This is actually going to be our next topic for the podcast that will be coming out this week, because Toyota still has no plans to offer a Ford Maverick competitor in the United States. And this is, like I said, this is going to be part of our podcast topic because there's no other automakers. I mean, the Ford Maverick and things like the Hyundai Santa Cruz are the only two vehicles in that class, and they sell a ton of vehicles. And it's quite surprising to see so many other automakers, Toyota and even others from the big three, not get into the space. So we're going to go into it a lot more onto that podcast, and we'll talk about it there. But we're going to go into what we have right here. And we'll use this on the podcast as well, but we're going to go into what we have right here. This is another article from Motor One. This is from Anthony Alanis. We'll have it linked in the description so you can check it out. The Ford Maverick is, to say this thing sells a ton of units is just, that is an understatement. Despite all the hurdles with MSRP and dealer markups and just production, and just the demand that there was, the Maverick is still extremely, extremely strong. For the first 3 months of 2024, Maverick sales were up 82%. This is a vehicle, even with the price increases, that has only gotten more and more popular. And we have a very interesting statement here from Tedagawa, CEO of Toyota North America. He told Automotive News that studying in that area and discussing the segment's possibilities with the bosses back in Japan, he noted the compact and mid-sized truck offers an opportunity for electrification, which presents the challenge of keeping the price affordable. This is a bit interesting, what they say, because there's a lot to take from that statement. Obviously, yes, adding electrification generally to anything does increase the price, especially with hybrid powertrain, hybrid batteries, things like that. The thing is, though, the statement's a bit conflicting because it sounds like they want to do it, and it would make sense for Toyota to do that. They love to do hybrid powertrain. They love to give options. But they also kind of sound conflicted because of the electrification. They have a challenge of keeping it affordable. And like I said, yes, hybrid powertrains and batteries do affect affordability. But Toyota has been doing hybrids for a very long time. Toyota doesn't have to do a hot rod truck. They can do a very, very basic hybrid trim. And like Ford, if they want to do a more powerful version, sell a more powerful version. There's so many ways. Toyota could bring a hybrid powertrain into a small pickup truck. And so the statement here is very conflicting because we can tell that it sounds like they want to do it. It's a segment they want to compete in, and it's a segment that we know is growing. This is a segment that has been underserved in America for decades. It has come back, and the numbers have shown people have missed it. And this is what people want. A lot of people, this is all they need. They don't need anything more. And so, it's like I said, it's very conflicting because they want to do it, but then they mention the challenge of keeping it affordable because of electrification. But then, like I said, if you look at the Ford Maverick, which comes in a hybrid powertrain or the more powerful 2-liter turbo, they've still managed to do affordability. Now, keep in mind, with the Ford Maverick, especially compared to things like the Hyundai Santa Cruz, you're going to get a lot less tech. The interior quality is not going to be bad for the price, but you're not going to get something as good as what Hyundai's offering. So obviously, if Toyota was to bring something here, they're not going to bring something bare bones. They're going to bring something that's really, really nice looking. So it's not going to be as affordable as the Maverick just because of the interior, materials and trims and things like that they would use. But that's still not an excuse. Like I said, if anything, Toyota has the most experience. They have probably the most hybrids. They could very, very easily do this. And the fact that also, too, Toyota, as big as they are, partnered with Subaru and partnered with, stakes in Subaru and Mazda. It's very, I mean, Toyota's got a lot of options here to work with. They've got a lot of their own engines they could use. They could pull something from Subaru. They could even pull something from Mazda in terms of a more powerful, maybe a 2.5 liter turbo. I mean, there's a lot of options Toyota has here. So I find that statement very, very conflicting. And even here, when it went on sale, it did have some slow sales, but it did jump 26.5% last year. The Maverick has just, I mean, it is due to the affordable price, the powertrain, just the amount of options that you have. I mean, they were able last year to sell a ton of these. I mean, 94,000 units. And I mean, right now we're up a whopping 82% in the first 3 months of 2024. In the first 3 months of 2024, Ford has already sold nearly 40,000 units of the Ford Maverick. I mean, to say that this thing is popular, to say that this thing is printing cash is just, that doesn't even do it justice. This thing is absolutely killing it. There's not a lot of vehicles, no matter from which OEM that you have, in the first 3 months that are going to get you 40,000 units sold in just one model. Keep in mind, there obviously a lot of that, like I said, is because of the affordable price, the hybrid powertrain or the 2-liter turbo. But there's not a lot of vehicles that are going to do that. And even with the Hyundai Maverick, not the Hyundai Maverick, excuse me, not the Ford Maverick, even with the Hyundai Santa Cruz, its only real competitor, Hyundai has sold a decent amount of Santa Cruzes. We have covered it on the sales for Hyundai on this channel. The Hyundai Santa Cruz sells a decent amount. People really, really want a small, affordable truck. And like I said here, when it came out, it originally had an MSRP of under $20,000 without destination fee. Today it's a little bit more, but even something like this, even an entry-level Maverick with the 2-liter EcoBoost engine, I mean, even to get that with the turbo, you can get 4,000 pounds of towing with that at 25,000. I mean, the hybrid maybe a little bit more at 27. I mean, that is still a very, very affordable vehicle, and it is extremely, extremely capable. And we have seen as we see here, we've seen the fanfare, we have seen the reaction, we have seen the market react, and people are happy because there's a truck that has their needs. It costs what they want. It gives them the fuel efficiency. It gives them the ability to use it in the city, park it in the garage. But it's the price point, and you get the options. If you don't want electrification, don't get it. Get the 2-liter turbo. It's a really good engine. If you want more fuel economy, get that electrification. Get that 500 miles of range. I mean, killer, absolutely killer. I just find it very, very difficult in this statement how conflicting it is. And we've seen this from many car companies. I'm a big VW fan. I'm a big VW owner, multiple time VW owner, even a current owner. And I have seen VW Germany just absolutely kind of not care about the American market. They're late. They don't read the right demographics. The fact that Toyota has such a strong truck presence, and really they're the only JDM, the only Japanese truck in America, I just find it, with everything we've seen with how pickup trucks, compact crossovers, smaller off-road SUVs have just taken off, I find it very, very conflicting and very confusing as to why Toyota, especially even in Japan, they don't see the potential opportunity. Or they do, but they say it presents a challenge with keeping it affordable due to electrification. I just don't see that. With a company that's that big, you can scale it down and make it cheaper. You've got plenty of companies that you have stakes in that you can work with. And like I said, nobody's asking for a high-performance hybrid. Do what Ford does. Sell a hybrid and sell a higher performance model. The fact that this statement is very conflicting with the size that Toyota is. Toyota is, like I said, I understand, yes, that presents a challenge with affordability slightly, but this should be something very doable for Toyota. The size of Toyota, the amount of resources Toyota has, and the amount of engines that Toyota already has, the amount of powertrains they already have for this. this is very, very confusing to me. It's very, very conflicting. And Toyota, if you guys see this video, I'm gonna go more and on the podcast on this, and this podcast will come out this week. So we will have a link to that. If you guys haven't checked out the podcast we did on Mitsubishi, check that out. But we will be, talking about this more in depth on the podcast. So check out the podcast. But I'm just gonna end it here with just a little quick statement. Toyota, there's only two competitors right now, and they're killing it. I don't know why the other competitors, General Motors and Stellantis, all of them, are not seeing this market. They are really losing out. Let me tell you something. If you guys were to not get into this market, I think it would be really be a big mistake. In terms of market share, in terms of presence, just bringing on new owners, it would really be a big mistake. That's all we're going to leave it to right now. Like I said, we're going to talk more about this on the podcast. I don't want to keep this video too long. Let me know what you guys and girls think about just this, because like I said, I'm very conflicted. Even though, like I said, this is an issue, I'm very conflicted with Toyota, the company that they are and that size, that they are somehow finding this challenge, too challenging, that they can't overcome it when others have. So let me know what you guys think down below with this. I'm going to cut the video here. Thanks for watching, everyone.